a lot of times there's a breakdown between what we say we want to do and what we say we're going to do, and then what we actually do. So your coach will help you peel back those layers and uncover what's stopping you and why it's stopping you, and help you move those obstacles out of the way. You are listening to the Beyond the Classroom podcast, a podcast for burnt-out teachers who know something's gotta give. After teaching for 14 years and feeling completely burned out for way too long, in May of 2022, I made a big decision and left the classroom. I now help burnt-out teachers like you take back balance and joy so you can wake up every day loving your life. In this podcast, we'll explore who you are beyond the classroom, whether you're considering leaving or wanting to make changes so you can fall in love with teaching again. Either way, I understand what it's like to be living a life that looks fun and cute on the outside. You know, summer's off, playing all day, off at 2 o'clock every day, but actually feels miserable and draining. I'm your host and coach, Sandy Patterson, and I'm so excited to help you step into your fullest potential and believe in that potential to make an impact on the world, not just survive each day. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, and welcome back to the Beyond the Classroom podcast. I am so happy you're here today, like always, and I hope that you are well and happy and healthy today. So when I left the classroom back in June of 2022, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it alone. And this was an instinct. It was basically just my gut. I knew that I was going to need to surround myself with people who were going to keep moving me along, because I knew there were going to be moments when I was going to want to turn around and run back, because honestly, I was scared. And when we do scary things and we step outside of our comfort zone, our brain instinctively wants us to go back, because even if familiar is miserable, familiar is safe, right? And that is our brain's job, to keep us safe. But I knew that I wasn't going to want to give into that fear. I had made the decision and I was ready to go. I was ready to move forward. So I planned ahead and I got myself some people. And these people 100% changed my life. I talk about this pretty openly, but I got a therapist and I also got a life coach prior to me leaving the classroom. So this was months before. And my intentions for that were to set myself up for success, because I knew when June rolled around, which would be my last month in the classroom, that a lot of emotions were going to come up. I knew that. And really, I just really wanted to enjoy that last time in the classroom and to celebrate my decision of walking away rather than be hit by those emotions all right at the end there. So I started seeing an amazing therapist who helped me work through the emotions I was feeling around leaving teaching. And she also helped me dig back to figure out why I initially wanted to be a teacher in the first place, how that impacted me, and how it's also impacting me as a parent. And this was all pretty big, heavy stuff. And I uncovered a lot of things during this time with her. And I am so appreciative of her and that time together, because she was able to help me uncover these things and allowed me the guidance and the space to release them so I could move forward with a blank, open slate, literally, right? Now, I also found an amazing life and business coach who was an integral part of me being able to figure out what my days would look like when I left teaching, because I knew going from a job where it's very structured, very like 9 to 5 type thing, I knew going from that to just owning your own business and going out and doing your own thing was going to be very different. And I knew that I was going to need help with this. I was also very intentional during this time about who I was spending time with. And I made sure that I was surrounding myself with really strong women who didn't drain my energy, but uplifted and inspired me. And I found this group of women through my bar community, through the coaching program that I decided to go through, and of course, old friends who are like family. So those groups of women really helped push me through that time in my life. And these things played a huge role in my journey when I left the classroom. And when I left, I was able to walk away, like I said before, celebrating my decision to move into a space that was very different than what I thought it was going to be, and with my head high, with no regrets. And one question I get often now is, what's the difference between therapy and coaching? Because as you know, I am a certified life coach. My coach made such a big difference in my life that I was like, I want to do this for other people. I want to pass this along. And so when people are interested in asking about how coaching can help and why coaching, why I already have a therapist, like, do I really need a coach also? So I wanted to address this question today because I get it often, and it's something that I didn't know before I became a certified life coach. So I wanted to talk today about the differences between coaching and therapy, and who can benefit from therapy and coaching, and what you'll get out of both therapy and coaching. So let's start with therapy. Therapy is more focused on past events, things that have happened in your past. So you go backwards in time in therapy to discover how past events have impacted your life and impacted you. And therapy is really geared towards healing things in the past. It's more focused on the past. And of course, also therapists have the ability and capacity to assess, diagnose, and treat mental illness. And therapy is an absolute beautiful thing, especially if you find someone that you really connect with and can open up to. And I believe absolutely everyone can benefit from therapy. And I love opening up the discussion about this because for a long time, I think going to therapy felt kind of embarrassing or taboo. And like we almost didn't want to talk about it because you're viewed as weak or needing help. But that's absolutely not the case. And I really believe that everyone can benefit from therapy. And now coaching, let's chat about coaching. So coaching focuses on the future and your future goals. So coaching is all about what you truly want and then moving you there. So in coaching, you are the expert and your coach is there to support and hold you accountable. And accountability is a huge piece of coaching because a lot of times there's a breakdown between what we say we want to do and what we say we're going to do, and then what we actually do. So your coach will help you peel back those layers and uncover what's stopping you and why it's stopping you, and help you move those obstacles out of the way. Your coach's job is also to help you show up in a way that fast tracks you to your goals. So holding space for you and recognizing and believing that you can make things happen even when you don't think you can. Your coach will also help you see things from a different perspective, and they'll help you look at things from a different angle and point out things that you might not see. Now, this can be a game changer, and it can be helpful in so many ways because we are in our own lives, and sometimes we have a hard time stepping outside of that to see the bigger picture. And your coach will help you do just that. It's one of the things that I love the most about coaching because it's almost, I kind of compare it to like those light bulb moments in the classroom, right? When you see your students like they get it or they see something new and in a different way. This is exactly what coaching does as well, like helping clients see things from a different perspective or recognize and realize things that maybe they didn't think were possible or they didn't even know existed until you kind of come at it from a different angle. And there are lots of different types of coaches. There are mindset coaches, business coaches, career coaches, money mindset coaches. There are literally coaches for everything and everyone. And the beauty with coaching is that you can get something different from every different coach. So you can learn so much from different coaches, and each one brings something unique and special to the table. And I get asked this question quite often as well, especially from family members and teacher friends, and that is, why did you hire a life coach? And I just happened to hire her before I left the classroom, so people thought that I was hiring her because I wanted to leave the classroom. But in reality, at that point, I had already decided that I was going to leave the classroom. I just knew that I was going to need extra support. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it alone because, like I said before, I was scared, I was nervous, and I just needed someone that was outside of my circle, outside of my own perspective, to help walk me through what my life was essentially going to look like after I left this job that was supposed to be my forever job. So I would love to share a little bit with you today about how my coach helped me when I left the classroom and the effects of that transformation that I went through with her. So the first thing she helped me with, big time, was mindset. This was hands down the biggest life-changing, game-changer thing for me. And this was not something I was actually expecting, because when you say mindset, a lot of people aren't really sure what that means or what that looks like and how it can help you. I do have an episode dedicated to this, so you can go back and listen. But mindset is an absolute game changer for anyone, no matter who you are, no matter what your job is, no matter where you're at in life or what you're planning on doing next. Your mindset will absolutely make or break you. And my coach helped me work through mindset shifts that I needed to make in order to start living a life outside of teaching. So she helped me break through limiting beliefs that were really holding me back. And for example, the only thing I know how to do is teach. Like, that's all I went to school for. That's all I know how to do. She helped work me through that limiting belief and that block there to push me through and help me realize that no, like, you do know how to teach, and that's awesome, but there are so many other things that you are capable of doing. The other big one is the other big mindset block that I really had to work through, and I still continue to work through this, is that my value is not tied to my productivity. So coming from the education world, I felt, and I still feel like this sometimes, that I need to be constantly doing and producing and achieving things. And it's taken a lot of time and a lot of reflection, but she absolutely helped me work through this to believe and understand that productivity and achievements has absolutely nothing to do with my value and what I can accomplish. So that was a very big one too. She also helped me when I left the classroom too. I was doing freelance work as a virtual assistant, and she helped me get that business off the ground because I literally had no idea how to start a business, but I did it with her support and her invaluable guidance. And building a business is, a side note, absolutely something you cannot do alone, but that is a whole different story for a whole other day. So she also helped me figure out my values and my priorities, and then helped me figure out what my days would look like after I left teaching. Because like I mentioned before, going from a regular 9-to-5 job to being self-employed is a huge shift in so many ways. And I knew I was going to need help figuring this out. And I did. And she was able to help me identify exactly what I wanted my days to look like, what I wanted my days to feel like, and how to start to build a business around those values. And she also helped teach me how to let go of old habits and patterns and beliefs so I could design my days around what is important to me, and that's my family and my boys and being present with them. So everything I do now is with that in mind. And I am so glad, so glad that I took the chance on myself and I invested in myself through coaching. I've regretted investing in things before, but this is absolutely something I truly, deeply believe in, coaching. And it's not something that I've regretted even for a second. It's something that I am proud of, and I'll continue to invest in coaching probably forever, honestly. And that's also why I became a certified life coach myself. Seeing how she's helped walk me through decisions and help me discover my next purpose in life. And that is helping women who feel stuck or feel like there's more out there and they want more and they want to go after it, but they're not sure how to do that or how to take that first step or how to break through those limiting beliefs and how to recognize the power and the strength in themselves, and that you do have the power to make a choice, to make a decision, and then move forward and to make it work no matter what. And now that's exactly what I work with my clients on. All of these things is reaching their goals. Some of them are wanting to transition out of the classroom. Some of them are wanting to stay. Some of them are not even teachers that are just wanting to work through big changes and big shifts or make big changes in their life. And they just need that little bit of extra support and that accountability and that guidance to make it happen. And really, any goal that you have, there is a coach out there for you to help you achieve it. Before we end this episode too, I wanted to just touch a little bit on consulting. So consultants and consulting, they are there to guide and tell you what to do. And they offer advice and recommendations and their expertise to help move you or an organization or company forward. So just like coaching, consulting is more forward focused to move to a bigger goal. But the biggest difference between coaching and consulting is in coaching, the answers come from within you. And in consulting, the answers are coming from the consultant. And yes, coaching and consulting can and do overlap sometimes, but the biggest difference, like I said, is that in coaching, the coach stands for the client in a way that assumes that the client is the expert and knows what's best to get her desired outcome. I just wanted to make sure that we address the difference between those two. So to sum up this episode today, therapists focus more on the past, and coaches tend to focus more on the present and the future. Coaches see you as the expert, while consultants will tell you what to do and give you advice. And it is my belief that everyone can benefit from both therapy and coaching and consulting too, in some cases. And many people do have both a therapist and a coach. And that's absolutely amazing. I think that coaching for me, it was truly an incredible, life-changing thing. And I say that like wholeheartedly because, again, I go back to the fact that when I left the classroom and I was ready to make this huge shift in my life, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it together. And when I signed up with my coach, I would have never imagined the shifts that it made in both myself and my family and the people around me, because everyone is benefiting from me shifting my mindset, gaining confidence, building self-love, that self-trust, and just working to build a life and set an example for my kids that I absolutely love. So as always, I would love to hear what resonates with you and what your thoughts are. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and you learned a little something. Please feel free to reach out via email or DM. All of the links are in the show notes, because the best thing about starting this podcast has been connecting with so many people to hear your thoughts and just what resonates with you. So have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you back here next time. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Classroom. If you know something has to change and you're ready to take the next step to make it happen, whether it's in or out of the classroom, let's talk it through together. Schedule a no-obligation chat with me and we can talk through where you're stuck, how to get you unstuck, and how to keep you moving forward. Schedule your free call today by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to connect with you.